Hello, wonderful beings. Welcome to Wheel of Wisdom, episode number 114. And I am Anisha. And, hi, Lisa, welcome. Happy to have you here. Okay, so to tell you a little bit about me, my name is Anisha. I am a psychologist, a mindfulness meditation teacher, and an aligned life coach, meaning I basically help women live in alignment with what matters most to them. So, this is a little bit about me, and I would love to hear from you guys. Where are you joining from? Are you here for the very first time? So, yeah, drop in a hi in the comments so I can know you, get to feel your presence in the space. Okay, hi Zainab. Zainab says hello, hello. Welcome back, Zainab. It's so nice to have you here again. um, Lisa says, always happy to be here. Always happy to have you. I look forward to, seeing your name when we do these lives on weekends, Lisa. Hi, Caitlin. Caitlin says hi, New York here. Yeah, so Caitlin is joining us from New York. And and yes, ditto what Lisa says. I love having you guys really. Zainab also says same. Wonderful. Okay, so you're happy being here and I am happy having each and every one of you here. So now that we all are happy, hmm, I want to ask you, is there anyone who is joining this live for the very first time? Because I see a lot of familiar names here. So yeah, if only anyone is joining for the very first time, then I will share what we do here. Otherwise, we can directly dive into it. Hi Amber, happy to have you here. Thank you for joining us yet again. Um, Pav says love to all from southeastern Massachusetts. Welcome, Pav. Pav, is this your first time here? Because I do not recognize your name. So are you joining us for the very first time? And thank you for all the love. Oh, it's your second time. Then thank you so much for coming again. I am so happy that you got something out of that previous session and you decided to spend your time with me and with all of us. Okay. So seems like everyone here is has been here before, so there is no point into sharing what we do, like the overview and everything. And let's jump directly into the live. So, as you guys know, we start this live with a meditation, which is based upon the quote for today that you see on Insight Timer page. When you open the app, you see a quote. So, my question now is that are you guys ready for the meditation? Are you guys settled in a quiet place where we can do a meditation which would be around 10 minutes or 15 minutes long? And if you are, type ready in the comments, or you can press the heart if you cannot type. Wonderful. Zainab is ready for the meditation. And what about other people? Lisa is ready. Amber is ready. Wonderful. So I will take a sip of water and then we will begin. Pav is ready as well. Oh, hi, Amelia. Welcome. Amelia says, good morning, good people. Good morning to you, Amelia. And Amelia is ready as well. Beautiful. Okay. So, a sip of water. Cheers to you all. And then we will begin with the meditation for today. Find a posture that feels effortless. You can choose to lie down or sit up, whatever your body needs right now. And as you begin to settle into this posture, allow your eyelids to get heavy, heavier and heavier until your eyes close down completely. So allow your eyelids to come all the way down and know that you can return to full awareness, to full alertness anytime. But for now, allow yourself to drift a little deeper into relaxation with each breath. Feeling more and more relaxed. The quote for today is: we have no idea what tomorrow will bring, but today is overflowing with potential. Alan Locos. This quote invites you to let go of anxiety and worries about the future and to treat today as a fertile ground. You can even think of it as rich soil where each choice that you make today is a seed that can grow into something meaningful, even if you can't predict its shape. As you let these words settle within you, I invite you to listen to me, counting from 5 down to 1. And with each number that I say, you will find yourself stepping deeper and deeper into relaxation. 5. Feeling your forehead soften, releasing any tension. 4. Your jaw is unclenching and your mouth is relaxed. 3. Your shoulders are drifting away from your ears. feeling your shoulders becoming loose and free. 2. Your arms and legs are sinking comfortably into the surface beneath you. Feel your arms and legs getting heavier and heavier. 1. Now your body is fully relaxed and your subconscious mind is open and receptive. From this point on, you will let go of all the outside noises and listen only to my voice. To nurture the wisdom that we gained through the quote at the start, I am going to repeat certain affirmations, and these affirmations will help you feel wonderful in every way. So, I will repeat each affirmation 2 times. For the first time, I invite you to simply listen to it and let it sink within. And for the second time, I invite you to repeat that statement after me silently in your mind. So let's begin. Each day offers fresh possibilities for good to emerge. Now repeat after me. Each day offers fresh possibilities for good to emerge. You release the need to control tomorrow and welcome the gifts of today. Now repeat after me. I release the need to control tomorrow and welcome the gifts of today. You let go of wonder. You let go of worry and are open to wonder. I let go of worry and am open to wonder. Your job is to live this day fully. Tomorrow will unfold in its own time. My job is to live this day fully. Tomorrow will unfold in its own time. Your actions today plant seeds for a better future. My actions today plant seeds for a beautiful tomorrow. Everything you seek is available in this very moment, and you choose to notice and welcome it. Everything I seek is available in this very moment, and I choose to notice and welcome it. Each moment is a new beginning filled with joys. Each moment is a new beginning filled with joys. You create your desired future by honoring this moment fully. I create my desired future by honoring this moment fully. Now is the perfect moment to plant small seeds of change. Now is the perfect moment to plant small seeds of change. Small actions today create meaningful ripples. Small actions today create meaningful ripples. Your choice today shapes the story of your tomorrow. My choice today shapes the story of my tomorrow. You embrace the unknown, knowing that each step today brings wisdom and growth. You embrace the unknown, knowing each step today brings growth and wisdom. Repeat after me one final time. I embrace the unknown, knowing that each step today brings wisdom and growth. You did great. And now it's time to return. So, in a moment from now, I am going to count from 1 up to 5. At 5, you may either choose to open your eyes, feeling refreshed and ready for the wonderful day ahead, or you can simply drift into a peaceful sleep if that's if that is what you need. 1, bringing awareness back to your body, wiggling your toes and your fingers. 2, feeling the air on your skin. 3, noticing the sounds around you. 4, taking a deep, nourishing breath in and out. 5, gently open your eyes or keep them closed if you want to fall asleep. Welcome back. If any one of you would like to share your experience of the meditation, you are welcome to do so in the comments. I would love to hear what resonated with you, or what didn't, or what you like most. Or even feel free to share the affirmation that you resonated most with. So, affirm that in the comments so that it becomes a part of your life. And I see that some new people have joined us while we were meditating. So I would like to say to you all, welcome. Welcome to Wheel of Wisdom, episode number 114. And in case you guys missed the meditation or like joined towards the end, and if you would like to, check out this meditation, then I want to let you know that this whole live and every single live in this Wheel of Wisdom series have been recorded. And I actually publish the meditations that we do in this live as a free track on Insight Timer. Yeah, so if you would like to get notified when this particular meditation is, gets released, you're welcome to follow me if you're new to me. And the place where you can find all the meditations and where this particular meditation would also be added. Um, Let me show you guys where that is before we move ahead. So, when you go to my profile on the home page, when you scroll all the way down, you will see a section of playlist. So, in the playlist, you will see Wheel of Wisdom, pick a meditation. So, basically, this is a playlist where I add all the meditations from this Wheel of Wisdom series. And this particular meditation would also be added in this, playlist. And you can like open this playlist and play a game, which is pick a meditation. So basically, you open it. Here are the instructions, which are to simply close your eyes, scroll through this until you feel like, until your intuition asks you to stop. And then you place a finger somewhere. And that is the meditation that, you know, your mind, your body wants to be guided today. So you can, go through that. And I can see the comments and I will like soon go to them. But another thing that if for the ones who joined late and also for the ones who are joining for the very first time, that in case you're wondering, is this live over? Then I want to let you know that it is not. There is a lot more left in this, and we are going to soon dive into some fun and wisdom, like randomly drawing readings and stuff like that. So, yeah, stay tuned until I go through the comments of the wonderful people that, were able to do the meditation with us. Hello, Diane. Welcome back. I am so happy that, you are getting something out of these lives or you're just enjoying the space and you are coming back day after day. It means a lot to me. Laurie is sharing a lot of love and flowers with us. Thank you, Laurie. Matt says, hi, Anisha and all. Your soft voice and the affirmations. Okay, welcome, Matt. Welcome back again. And Matt, like or resonated most with the affirmations and the soft voice. I am glad that, my voice was able to help you go deeper into the meditative state, Matt. Emilia says the affirmation that most resonated with her was I embrace today fully. Tomorrow will unfold on time. I love that. Thank you for sharing, Emilia. It's always, recommended to actually type the affirmation that resonates most with you because there are three ways in which we manifest anything, in which we create our own reality if you don't go with the word manifestation. But yeah, in which we create our own reality because we are powerful creators. And those are the way we think, how we speak, and what we act on, how we act on. So we already dig like the thinking part in the meditation. But typing the affirmation that you most resonate with is like taking an action, taking that first step towards bringing this wisdom into your life. So I love, that you shared the affirmation that most resonated with you, Amelia, and Robert also. So Robert came up with his own affirmation, which you are welcome to do as well. If the exact words that I mentioned do not resonate, create your own in your words, that feels right to you. So Robert affirmation is every step today shapes my future life. Love that. I love how you mention it as a step, and not a big leap, because sometimes that can be scary for our brain. Hal and Amber also shared another affirmation, which is I release worry and welcome wonder. Huh. I messed up a little on this affirmation. But yeah, so when I will release a meditation, I will cut, edit it out. But yeah, thank you, Amber, for sharing it. I'm glad that you resonated with it. I missed a comment. Yeah. So Stan says, "Hi, Anisha from South Africa. Welcome, Stan. Happy to have you here. And I hope that you receive something of value from this live, Stan." Corrine says, "Hi, Corrine. Happy to have you here. I'm happy to see you." Corrine says, "Hi, Anisha and everyone else. Hello." And Misha says, "Hi, Anisha. I will repeat this meditation and affirmations when the live is released." Wonderful. Yeah, I am so glad that it resonated with you so much that you would like to go, practice this again. Okay, so I will take a sip of water and then we will move on to the next phase of this live. Okay. So now let me show you guys the wheel of wisdom. Okay. So this is our wheel of wisdom, and this wheel contains the name of 31 transformational books that I have came across in my own journey of personal growth and healing. And now that we are in a more open state, now that our vibrations are more, raised, we are ready to receive that higher wisdom that wants to come through, either from the universe, from God, from divine spirit guides, ancestors, angels, basically whatever you believe in. So we are going to spin that wheel that I just showed you, and this wheel is going to randomly select a book for us to receive that message that we need to hear at this moment of our life. So, okay, before we spin the wheel, I invite you guys to take a moment and bring to your mind, is there anything, like think about it, is there anything that you need guidance on? It can be a specific issue, a specific area of your life, or if there is nothing specific regarding which you would like some direction, clarity, guidance, wisdom, then simply, set this intention that may I receive some general guidance for today. And once you have thought of something, let me know in the comments by typing ready, or if you cannot comment, then you can, press the heart to let me know. And then we can spin the wheel. Hi, Lisa. Lisa says, "Hi, am I too late? I am new." No, Lisa, you are exactly on time. We were just going to go about for our first reading, and I invited everyone to think about what do they need guidance on. Like, is there anything specific in your life that is going on regarding which you would like some guidance? So think about it, and once everyone has thought of something, let me know by typing comments so we can spin the wheel and, go for our first reading today. You're welcome, Lisa. And you can also press the heart to let me know. Okay. Okay, another Lisa is ready. Okay, our regular Lisa is ready, and it seems like our new Lisa is also ready. Wonderful. Okay, and I saw some hearts too. So now hold at the forefront of your mind whatever it is that you need guidance on as we spin this wheel. Okay, So, the book that came for all of us today is The Mindful Path to Self Compassion, Freeing Yourself from Destructive Thoughts and Emotions by Christopher Gurmer. So, let's see what this amazing book has to offer all of us. Give me a second to open the book. Okay. So, now, in a moment from now, I am going to share with you guys, or I'm going to ask you guys to choose a number between certain numbers. And I do not want you guys to rush at all, okay? Instead, take your time and see which number is coming forward for you. Tune into your intuition and see which number comes up for you. And then share that in the comments. And why I say no rush, because I am going to go through all your numbers and see which number do I feel called to among all of those numbers. So I will go with the number that my intuition chooses. And in this way, we will get to tap into this collective wisdom and choose a reading that is going to, meet the needs of people, of every single one of you, the message that every one of us needs to hear right now regarding whatever is happening in our life. Okay. So the number between which I want you guys to choose is 25 to 250. Okay, Janet was pretty excited, and it's great that the number fall in between that range. Okay, thank you, Blaze. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Mary Beth. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Lisa, Amber, Misha, another Amber. A lot of like similar names today. Thank you, Deb. Thank you, Lisa, Helena, Kareen. Oh, I feel like today, there are like equal number of regular people as well as equal number of new people, and I'm so excited to have like both of you here. Thank you, Amelia. So, my dear ones, oh, I love that. I love that. Emilia chose the number for we, which is another regular person in our life, in our lives, and our life. And we usually choose a 77. Okay, wonderful, Emilia. You're a good friend. Okay, so I am going to go through all your numbers and then choose a number that I'm feeling called to. Okay. And until I choose the numbers, take some time, use this time to bring to your mind that intention, bring to your mind that, thing that you need guidance on. So we get, the right guidance today. Okay. Oh, okay. Number 54 has been chosen by two people, Lisa and Amber. It seems like both of the two different people from maybe different parts of the world aligned. There are like a lot of numbers. So yeah, just a second. And it seems like I am also feeling called to that number. So, yeah, the number is 54. And thank you, Lisa and Amber. I think both joining for the very first time to choose that number for all of us. Okay, so let's see what wants to come through page number 54, since so much alignment is happening around that number. Okay, so there is like a little bit of reading and also a poem that came up. I'm excited now. Okay. So the author says the definition of mindfulness that I find particularly useful is from meditation teacher Guy Armstrong. The definition is knowing what you are experiencing while you are experiencing it. It's a perfect short little meditation, short little definition that sums up what mindfulness it is. I'm mixing up my words today a lot. I don't know why. Okay. Yeah, going back to the reading. Knowing what you are experiencing while you are experiencing it. Mindfulness is moment to moment awareness. There is freedom in mindfulness because paying attention to our stream of perception rather than our interpretation of them makes every moment fresh and alive. Life becomes a festival to the senses when we are mindful. Consider this moment of ordinary life in a poem by Linda Bamber. Suddenly, the city I live in seems interesting, as if feeling indulgent towards the human race. Its way of living in cities and tearing up roads so the traffic has to be rerouted around a collapsing white mesh barrier, as in this intersection here. The people of the city walking back and forth on the sidewalks, each one having gotten up and dressed this morning, looks like this movie almost of people crossing the street. The street. The questions: is the scene in any way rewarding to look at? Example, architecturally, in terms of city spaces and human interest. And are things diverse enough here? And are these people in general older or younger than I am? Just now are in abeyance. In their absence is this pleasant sense that there are many cities in the world, and this is one of them. It rained earlier. I think I will go see the monks make a sand mandala on the esplanade. And who knows, later I might get a sandwich. It might sound like a diary, sharing what happened today. But what the author might be trying to convey from this poem and that definition is basically how these simple moments, how these ordinary moments of our life can become extraordinary if we just pay attention to them. You know, for example, um your tour from your like workplace to your home can become like as if you're watching a movie, for example. you know, Instead of getting lost in your phone, or instead of getting lost in your thoughts, you pay attention to what is happening right now. What all are you seeing? For example, noticing the dogs passing by, the birds chirping, the leaves rustling, or, since it is autumn season, look at the leaves falling down from the tree, or the driver if you are taking an Uber or all, whatever is there. Yeah, so just, maybe noticing your driver and thinking about his life story or her life story, or so like every single moment of your life, everything that you do, every simple thing that you do, every single thing that you're surrounded with, every moment of your life can become, first of all, uh, an opportunity to practice mindfulness. And when you practice that, when you experience what you're doing while you are doing it, for example, right now, whatever it is that you're doing, if you experience it, what it is like to sit like this and listen to her talking, listen to me talking. What is it like to, do my chores and listen to this live around, on my phone or device, whatever it is? So, what is it like to be alive in this very moment? How do you know you are alive right now? Can you feel your breath going into your nose and out? Can you listen to the sound of your fan or your AC? Can you feel your feet on the ground or on your bed or sofa, wherever you are sitting? Can you become aware of your body from head to toe? And you just spend a moment being mindful. That's it. So, whatever you are doing, just becoming aware of it instead of thinking that this moment is not enough in some way or it is not important in some way, and there is some other task, there is some other thought that you need to get to, which is super important in your life, and this moment is nothing. So, coming back to the meditation that we did, that letting go of the tomorrow and arriving today, arriving in this moment, and, soaking in what today has to offer to us, what this moment has to offer. And yeah, so that is what came up for me as I did that reading. And if something came up for you, or if you, enjoyed something like this today, feel free to share that in the comments, if this resonated with you, especially I think with Lisa and uh Amber. Those are the two persons whose number, we chose. So I would love to hear if this resonated with you, if this is what you needed to hear at this moment of your life. And for those who would like to actually live your life, actually experience it, and actually get in touch with what all this moment has to offer, then I have put up a resource here which will help you, which have all these practices, all these guided practices to turn your ordinary life, to turn the ordinary task, ordinary things, ordinary space into something extraordinary. Because extraordinary is not is isn't about not ordinary. It is extra, it is more of the ordinary. It is, feeling that ordinary more, being with that ordinary more, and that's how your life becomes extraordinary. You do not have to do big things, achieve big things, have, luxurious things to make your life fulfilling, to, bring that peace or happiness in your heart. Simple things, ordinary things are enough. And today and this moment is enough. So, yeah, if you guys, would like to experience how this moment is enough, then you can save this course. And another resource before I go to the comments is so, yeah, I have two more resources that I'm going to share, which is this. If you would like to first shift your mindset around this, that, you know, of stop chasing after something that we think is in some distant future. Like, I will be happy when I have this, I will be peaceful when I have this, I will be relaxed when I have this, in some future, to coming and, arriving in this moment, to start living right now. If you want to reflect, you know, is this true for me? Is this true for my life? Then you can try this course that I have placed here, which is how to stop chasing and start living, from doing to being. And it will help you shift your mindset towards that. Okay. And the final resource that I have for you is this one. If you are a beginner, or if you have even, if you have an established mindfulness practice but would like to deepen it, then you can try this course out, which is the Ultimate Beginner's Guide to Mindfulness Meditation. It basically offers you a lot of tools and techniques and prompts to deepen both your practice in the meditation room and outside of it, when you're going through your real life and when you really, really need mindfulness, when you do not want to, react and you want to respond mindfully. Then, you can start with this course to help you develop that skill of mindfulness. Okay, so let me go through the comments. Miss says hi. Hi, Miss. Welcome back. April says hello. Hello, April. Happy to have you here. April says, um, timely time for me to join. I needed to hear this part, the gift of presence. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the present of this present moment. I love that, that saying. I think it is from, I don't know, I heard it from, I think, Kung Fu the Panda, but yeah, like, uh that's why we call it as a present, because it is a gift, this present moment is a gift. And we can always take a reminder of this, because we have been programmed in such a way, we have been conditioned in a way that we think of this moment as not enough, and we think that something would happen in the future that would make everything better for me, So yeah, embracing the present moment. Helena also loves the, reading. Amber 27 Mantra says, I feel like it was a reminder to be present as I go into a really busy season of life. Ah, yeah, Amber, I am glad that, you let this wisdom come to you as you are either going through or you are soon going to be, very busy around your life. And to remember that we do not have to stop doing the things that we're doing. Although a pause is always helpful, but you can just simply be mindful while you are doing that thing, and feel yourself getting grounded and slowing down, and feel yourself getting more better at doing the task when you're doing it mindfully rather than when you're doing it, in a distracted manner. You might have noticed the energy, that this kind of energy when you try to do a lot of things at once, when you try to multitask, you feel like distracted and scattered all the way around, and you also make more mistakes, which is proven research, according to research, that if you try to multitask, you're going to make more mistakes compared to when you focus at one task at a time. And we think we are getting more accomplished by it, but our efficiency also decreases significantly when we try to multitask, rather than when we are doing one thing at a time, focusing on one task at a time. So I am glad that it resonated with you, Amber. Miss says, "Hey everyone in this chat." April says, "And remind us that we are enough." Exactly. We are enough, and this moment is enough. We have bought into this lie that somehow we lack something, and somehow this moment isn't enough in some way. And thank you, April, for mentioning that, because if you also feel like you are not enough in some way, then I have the perfect track for you, which got released this month only. And it is a very short track. So if you believe you are not enough, you can save this one and listen to it. It is only a 4-minute track. And I promise you, you're going to leave with a shift in your mindset, and you're going to feel like better after listening to this. Um, Amelia says, "When I allow myself to be present, wonder emerges." Exactly like one of our affirmations, right, Amelia? I let go of the worry and become open to wonder. And that we can only do when we arrive in this present moment, when we become more present. And one more thing is coming up for me, which is that being present or living in the present moment do not mean that you do not think about the past or future. Okay? You are allowed to think about past and future. The difference is when we are mindful, in that case, we become aware that we are thinking right now rather than getting sucked into that story that our mind, tells us about something that happened in the past or something that might happen in the future. So it's okay to think. Thinking is not a bad thing, it is a very great tool that we have been given. But we need to know that we are in control, and that story, that mind is not in control. And control do not mean that you suppress that thought. Instead, you observe it. And when you observe it, there is like, there is this thing. I'm observing my phone. So there is this thing that I'm observing, and I am here, and this is here. And hence I'm able to observe it. If I and this thing was one, then I would not be able to observe it, right? So your thoughts is this, and you observe it that, yeah, this thought come up and this goes away. And then another thought come up and this goes away. It's like this, and you are here. And in this way, you will be able to mindful, you will be able to be mindful, because mindfulness do not only apply to what is happening here right now, but to your inner world as well, what is going on in your mind right now. And okay, another, which reminds me of another track which might help you experience what I'm saying. And this track is this: from overthinking to peace of mind. And this is based around that very concept. And I recently, like, today only, in fact, someone, listened to this track and I received a wonderful review. So I'm hoping that it would help you too with overthinking. Lisa says, "Yes, for me to be present as I am, going to be going going to be busy this year." Okay, it's interesting that how, the number that I chose was from both of you guys, Lisa and Amber, who are either going to be, either are busy in their life and or are going to be busy. And and I'm glad that came up for you. That reminder came up for you. And I hope that you remember it in some way, you know. So maybe like form an affirmation or write it down somewhere. So you remember to be present, to be mindful, to take a pause when you are feeling, drowned in a lot of responsibilities or tasks. Lisa says thanks. I'm glad that you like the idea, Lisa. Um, Robert says, sometimes I focus on the things I see, hear, or smell, and the texture of things I might touch to be in the present moment. That is one of the best and easiest way to be present, Robert. And I love that you shared it. And I also do that. That is the practice that I do most often. And you guys can also do that, no matter how busy you are. So I remember a time of my life when I was like too busy. And whenever I got a breath, I just took a moment, just 1 minute, to go to my balcony because I like worked remotely only. So I went to my balcony and I just, noticed what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing, what I'm touching, what I'm feeling, like all of those different senses. And it was so relaxing and it just was for 1 minute and I already felt grounded and the tension released from my body to some extent. Um, so yeah, it is worth trying. And if you need guidance to try it, then I did create a track on that because that is a practice that I do most in my life. And the name of it is 54321 grounding. So yeah, I hope that you find it helpful. Misha says, impermanence came up in my mind. Nothing is permanent. Life flows. If you are in a bad phase, it will pass. Good time will pass. So enjoy the moments. I love that take on it, Misha. Thank you for sharing that. That's why I say, this is a space where it's not that the wisdom come through from me or from these books, but this is a space where wisdom arrives, where the message that you need to hear arrive, or or you are more receptive to it, you are more open to it, and it can come from any place. This is just you are holding out this space and time for you know, to listen to it, to be open to it. And I'm feeling that Misha's message resonated with someone. I'm not sure who, but I am feeling it. So thank you, Misha, for sharing that and for sharing that, another take of impermanence and adding that to it, that this moment is impermanent. And someday maybe you are going to look back and you're going to be like, that time of my life was so wonderful. I didn't had this and I had all of these different things and it was just so wonderful. I didn't just enjoyed it so much. I wish I had. April says, I heard a quote I love. The mind is for construction, not instruction. I love that, April's. Wow, so innovative. This is the first time I have heard this quote. The mind is for construction and not instruction. Love that. Yeah, so, do not let your mind be your master. Do not let it instruct you or control you or, you know. Um, uh, yeah, you get it. Yeah, I'm not getting the English words. Okay, so, now it's time for the next reading. So I'm going to just open the wheel and spin it again. And until now, if you guys have found any value from this live, or if you are just simply enjoying this space, and if you would like to make a contribution to help me, keep on doing more lives, to help me create more resources, so that it is accessible for everyone and anyone who needs it, just, without money being a barrier. So if you would like to support me in creating more resources to hold more spaces for people so that they can receive that guidance or support that they need, then you can do so by making a donation. And yeah, and you can only do if you are able to and if you want to. And if not, then that's okay as well. Okay, so I'm going to open the wheel and spin it again. Maybe a sip of water before that. I at least drink 1.5 cup with you guys. You guys keep my body hydrated in a way. Okay, so just give me a second to fill my cup. Lisa says, I have to go, Anisha. Thank you. Your voice is so beautiful. Oh, that's so sweet, Lisa. Thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And before you leave, let me put up my next live so that you can join it because I would love to have you and anyone else who is planning to go on early. You guys can RSVP and you will get notified when I get go live next. And yeah, it was lovely having you, Lisa. Okay, so now it's time for the next reading for today. So again, hold on your mind, whatever it is that you need guidance on as we spin the wheel. Okay, so the heading, the name of the book that came up is The Mind Made Prison. Radical Self-Help and Personal Transformation by Matteo Tabatabai. So, ready to explore the mind-made prison? Okay, give me a second to, open the book. Okay. So, my lovely people, in a second from now, I am going to ask you guys to choose a number between certain numbers, okay? And again, I do not want you guys to rush at all. Just choose a number that you are feeling called to. And then I am going to go through all the numbers that you share in the comments and then choose a number that I am feeling called to. So let's tap into some collective wisdom. And I invite you guys to choose a number between 20 to 180. Thank you, Helena. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Janet. Lisa, thank you. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Miss April. Anyone else? Thank you, Emilia, Corinne. Okay, so let's see which number am I feeling called to amongst all these. Okay, so my dear ones, the number that I am feeling called to is 121. And the number has been chosen by Nancy for all of us. Thank you, Nancy. 121. Okay, let's see what wants to come through from this page for all of us. So, the author says blame has become such a natural part of most people's lives that they are not aware of it anymore. People who blame others often show signs of overgeneralized thinking and overuse of projections in addition to their blame. Overgeneralized thinking is making exaggerated statements like, "You are always against me. You never care about my opinion. I have to do all the work around here. You never show me love and affection. All you do is make me feel like I am worthless." So notice the words like all, always, never. So these are the signs that you are indulged in overgeneralization. You are generalizing the situation too much. Um, so here are some good questions to ask yourself. Okay, before that, there is something about projections as well. So, projections are a pretty common defense mechanism where a person will get negative about a trait, thought, or emotion in someone else that they want to deny in themselves. By blaming others for that given trait, you can avoid seeing it in yourself. Just try to listen to someone criticizing others, and you will quickly see that the things they are judging about others are the exact same traits they themselves possess or are self conscious about. So there are like different reasons or different ways in which you might, or you might be blaming someone else. Um, so all you have to do is become aware of the things you typically judge and become angry about in others and question whether you have those traits yourself. In this way, your projections and the people you dislike can be some of the great teachers when it comes to improving yourself. So, if projection is the thing that you go to, if you think that you might be projecting your own, your own thoughts, emotions, or traits that you don't like within yourself onto others, then you can ask yourself this question, that what do I typically judge people for? Think about it for a moment, that what are the things that you judge other people for? And then notice, do you have these traits yourself? Or maybe if it's not projection, maybe it's more of like self criticism also. So, what you criticize yourself for, you are criticizing others for as well. So when someone criticizes you about something, know that that person also criticized themselves, or maybe even harder, even criticize themselves harder than they are criticizing you about that particular thing, that trait, that thought, that emotions. because from somewhere they learned that this is not right, or maybe their parents used to criticize used to criticize them for that trait or that thought or that emotion. So it can help sometimes to know that when someone blames you, when someone criticizes you, when someone judges you for something, you know it's kind of helpful to know you know that they're suffering in their own way and they are just inflicting that upon you. So that is also another way, a person might inflict that upon you, other than projection, in which they project those things that they don't like about themselves onto you and then criticize you for having them. So, um, yeah, so you can like reflect on these questions, like what do you judge other people for? What do you don't like in other people? And what are the things that you cannot absolutely stand in others? Or what things do you view as weakness in others? And then, reflect that is it possible? Do I have the same traits? Do I have those weaknesses that I don't want to recognize in me or that I was once judged for? Hi, Christina. Christina says, hi, Anisha. Hi, all. I am so glad that you're still here. I am so late. That's all right, Christina. I believe that you are always, we are always on time, and you did get to hear the part of the message that wanted to come through. And as I always, mention that these lives are getting recorded, so you can always like check out the recording of it. Okay. So, um, so, so, sorry, yeah. Um, what was I saying? Yeah, I was saying that if anything came up for you when I read that, when I shared whatever came up for me, then you can mention that in the comments, around it, around blame or criticism or judgment. And if you got any insight, or if it resonated, if you are going through a similar situation, you can share that in the comments as well. And I am thinking that since Christina joined late, maybe let's do one more reading, Christina, for you. So that you don't feel like you missed out since you joined late. So what do you think about it, Christina? Would you like that? Yeah, really. We can do that. Yeah, I felt like that. So, okay. Okay. So Christina wants that. Okay. We will do one more reading. Nadine says, hi, Anisha. It's so nice to see you. It's nice to see you. I just got here after I just replied to your message. Oh, okay. I will check that out. That I haven't yet seen. What a beautiful synchronization. Yeah, I am glad that this live was going on at the same time when you were able to catch on to that message. And I'm looking forward to hear, what you wrote. And Nadine says, I didn't even knew you were here. I just came to check what's on. Alignment happening, Nadine. I am so happy that you were able to make to this live, make it to this live. Thank you for joining us. And seems like, yeah, you were also right on time because we are going to do one more reading. um, Robert says, I got the insight that when people call me negative things, it might be about the things their parents criticize themselves for and to feel compassion. I love that. I love that, Robert, you're carrying this from this reading to remember that people usually inflict the pain they have been in some way. Uh, and from this realization, compassion naturally emerges. Thank you for mentioning that, about compassion. I forgot to add it. Yeah, It's amazing how we can transform that pain into love by that simple reflection. Nadine says, me too. Thank you, Anisha. I love your lives. I love having you, Nadine, and every one of you. You guys are so amazing. You guys make the space so lovely. um, exactly. Nadine says, it never has to do, anything to do with us when someone is rude to us. Exactly. Because if you reflect on your own life, and remember the last time when you were irritated or when you said something hurtful unintentionally to someone, you will realize that at that time you were in some pain in a way, you were suffering in some way, you were stressed about something else in some way, and hence you ended up saying something not nice, something rude to someone, something hurtful to someone, even if that was not your intention, or even not hurtful, but you just got irritated and talked in that tone with someone. So it might help us realize that, that other person is human too, just like me, and they also might have, they also might be going through something. And that from that compassion emerges. And from that we are also able to let go without, personalizing it, without making it mean something about us. We are able to let go of it as something about that person. And since two thinking patterns came up in this live, which were overgeneralization and what I just mentioned, personalization, taking everything personally, then I'm supposed to, share another resource with you guys, which is this course of mine, which actually talks about all these different type of thinking patterns that are not helpful, including overgeneralization, including personalization, and many more other ways of thinking according to various therapeutic approaches that are not good for us, that creates misery in our life, that creates suffering. So if you would like to know about them, and also I have included specific strategies for each of those for each of those thoughts, thinking patterns to overcome them. So yeah, if you would like that, you can check out this course, which is Master Your Thoughts by Overcoming Common Thinking Errors. Okay. Um, I'm glad, Nadine, that you liked it. You resonated with this resource. And yeah, and I also have one more course around thoughts, negative thoughts, and um transforming those thoughts into healthy, empowering thoughts, not just toxic positive thoughts, but empowering ones, but helpful ones, those thoughts that serves you, that helps you do the thing, that helps you take that next step. So yeah, if you are interested, you can check out this course as well, which is Transform Your Negative Thoughts by Mastering Healthy Thinking using CBT, which is a therapeutic approach. Okay. Now let me go through one more comment which is left, and we can do last reading for today. Um, let's see. Yeah, Nadine wrote that it's normally a projection, or it comes from fear and hurt from something in the past that happened with or to them. Exactly, Nadine. Um, so yeah, to sum it up, like it is coming from a place of fear, it is coming up from a place of suffering and pain. Okay. So now, again, hold at the forefront of your mind anything that you need guidance on. Okay, as we spin this wheel. Okay, I think this is the very first spiritual book that I ever read. And the name of the book is The Untethered Soul: The Journey Beyond Yourself. And the book has been written by Michael A. Singer. I'm sure that some of you might be familiar with this book because it is a popular one. Okay, give me a second to open the book. Okay. Oh, you are reading it now, April. Wonderful. Yeah, then either you're going to get a glimpse of what is ahead, or you're going to get a reminder of something important that really want to sink into your life. Okay, so on that note, I invite you guys to choose a number between 13 to 115. Again, take your time. I'm going to choose a number randomly, okay? Thank you, Manmeet. Thank you, Helena. V is back. Ah, I don't know, V, if you were present from the start or not, but your number was chosen on your behalf by Emilia, which was 77. So yeah, you got a good friend here. Thank you, Nadine. Thank you, Robert, Christina, Rachel, Corinne, Miss. Wow. Oh, number 97 has been chosen by two people. And both of the two people I have, um, you know, known closely in a way. Yeah, Christina says, hey, Rachel and Corinne, like-minded, lol. Exactly. Yeah, thank you, Amelia, for the number. Okay, so my dear ones, let's see which number wants to come through. Okay, so today, like too many people are choosing, similar numbers, and I am also feeling called to those very numbers. So the number for today is 97, and the number has been chosen by Rachel and Corinne for all of us. Thank you, both of you. Okay, so let's see what is on page number 97. B says, wow, thank you, Amelia. Rachel says, thank you. You're welcome, Rachel. Let's see what wants to come through. Hmm. So the heading for this chapter is Far, Far Beyond. And the reading is your views, your opinions, your preferences, your concepts, your goals, and your beliefs are all ways of bringing the infinite universe down to the finite, down to the finite, where you can feel a sense of control. Since the analytical mind cannot handle the infinite, you created an alternate reality of finite thoughts that can remain fixed within your mind. You have taken the whole, broken it into pieces, and selected a handful of these pieces to be put together in a certain way within your mind. This mental model has become your reality. You must now struggle day and night to make the world fit your model, and you label everything that doesn't fit as wrong, bad, or unfair. If your mental model is bothering you, it's because it doesn't incorporate reality. I'm feeling like there is a lot to say at once, and yet the paragraph that I read was enough. So, I guess the only thing that I'm going to mention is that if you want to work upon your mental model, or even before that, become aware of your mental model, which are nothing but your beliefs about yourself, about other people, about how the world works, how life works, and your belief about a lot of other things, that influences your thoughts, your perception, your views, your opinions, your goals, and everything. So if you would like to work upon that, then I am going to share a resource with you guys, which you can check out if you would like to become aware of it and become aware of how did this mental model got installed within your mind, so that you can finally let go of the things that are limiting you, that are not serving you. Christina says, wow, I love that. If it doesn't fit, it's because it is not mine to keep. Ah, I love that. I love how you put it. And to remember that the reality, as well as you, is much, much, much more bigger than you can ever fit in your mind, that can ever fit into your mental model. It is beyond your mind's imagination. So the reality is would not fit in here. And remember that you have broken it down into pieces, and you are just seeing a piece of it, and you are ignoring the rest of the reality. And not just in some spiritual terms, but in scientific way also, we know that there are so many wavelengths of sounds, for example, and we only let into our experience a particular range of that sound. Similarly with colors, we can only see a limited amount of colors and a limited hues of it. And my reality might be different from the reality of an animal, my view of this whole world is different than them. And yet, neither my view is wrong nor theirs. But no one has the complete picture. And that's why we keep on fighting that I'm right, I'm superior, I know everything, and you don't. Uh, so, yeah, remember that you do not have the whole view. Um, and that also happens with our situations, we sometimes focus on this piece of information and ignore the rest of it. And we think that this is the reality, this is true because this is true for us, because this is the reality that is aligned with your beliefs. I have a lesson in this particular course that I have put up, which actually explains how your mind filter out the information that do not fit in and only takes in the information that does, that confirms its beliefs, that strengthen your belief, and it let out any contradictory information out, so you do not um so that your mental model do not Do not shake up, you know. Yeah, okay. So I get the imagery, I get the word in my language. Sometimes it takes me time to convert it. Okay, we have a lot of comments. It seemed like it really resonated with a lot of people, and it seems like the perfect, last reading for today. Hi, Cassandra. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Um, okay, let's see. Emilia says, we do not suffer from reality. We suffer from our imagination, as one teacher always emphasizes. Exactly, it is our own view, it is our own version of reality that we suffer from, not the ultimate one, not the whole picture. Christina says, Emilia, my imagination saves my reality. And there are a few more things. Okay, let me go one by one. Robert says, to me, it says that we all have our own views about mortality and right and wrong, but it is influenced by our prior and current environment and experiences. Exactly, you weren't born with them, you acquired this, you created this mental model as your mind was developing, as a child. And it kept on getting updated by big events, but for the most part, it is stuck in the things that you learned as a child, and that's why sometimes it don't work, in fact, like, yeah, sometimes let's keep it let's keep it sometimes only. Okay. April says, I found a song that highlights this concept, What I Know by Trevor Hall. Okay, I'm going to listen to that one. Let me write it down. Thank you for sharing that, April. And maybe other people can also, like, listen to it when if they feel called to. Okay. Robert says everybody's view of reality will then differ exactly, Yeah, it just reminded me of the pieces of puzzles, We have our own unique view, our own unique puzzle, and when everything, combines, and when we all become one in a way, that's when we see the true reality. That's when we experience all that is the wholeness of us, of this reality, Christina says, I think we are all on an independent journey, but needing each other to learn and grow. Exactly, what I mentioned in a way. It's amazing that, how one conversation is flowing to the next here. Robert says, if we understand that we all have our own reality, then there would be more peace in the we role. Exactly, in the world, exactly. If we just get that. Christina says, it's hard to explain the abstract. Your reality might clash with mine. I think that's when discord happens. Exactly, I always say the conflict happens at the level of thought, at the level of views, and not at the level of feelings or needs, because that make us human, in a way, like that is the common thing amongst all of us humans, that I want to feel good, and so do you. I do not want to feel bad, I do not want to feel pain, sadness, and so and so does you. So that is what connects, and the opinions, like, makes me different from you, makes my reality, my world different from yours, and that creates, like, all these conflicts from amongst a couple to, like, amongst countries. um Nancy says, I find the human and societal development model, like integral theories and spiral dynamics, interesting to understand differences. A lot of big words, which to be honest, which I didn't completely get. But yeah, you were talking about something, I get that. So yeah, thank you for sharing that, Nancy. Okay, so I guess it's time to end this live now. It has been like 1 hour, 40 minutes. And if you guys, got anything from this live, or if you would like to support me to keep the space alive, to keep, showing up for these lives, to keep creating resources, to keep holding spaces for people who, need the guidance, support, but they can't, access it. So if you want to support me in doing that, you can make a donation. And if you are not able to, that's okay as well. Um, Thank you, Robert, for this kind donation. I so appreciate it and I'm so grateful. And I hope that this energy of love and abundance flows back to you. Um, and before you go, I also have, you know, some things to share, especially if you're joining for the very first time. And I'm going to very quickly share them. Thank you so much, Emilia, for this amazing, generous donation. I I am, I don't have the words anymore, Emilia, to express my gratitude, but I am so deeply grateful. And only if I could like show you or tell you how many lives you have impacted, really you have, and how many people you have supported on their journey. I would really love to do that. So I guess just know that you mean a lot to me. Your loving energy, that you're sending means a lot to me and to a lot of other people. Thank you. Christina says, that was so educative. Thank you for doing the extra reading and thank you all for sharing. I learned a lot from all of you. Yeah, I love this space. I get to learn a lot from you guys as well. And I'm happy to do that last reading. It was fun. It was more than fun. It was like so deep. It went so deep. And I invite each and every one of you to actually, you know, come up with an affirmation or a phrase or a statement that you would remind yourself, that would remind you of what you would like to take away from this life. What would you like to remember from this life as you go about your day, as you go about your rest of your day, so that you embody it in your life today, for at least today. That's how we will transform, when we'll take one step at a time, when we will apply this knowledge, when we will hold this wisdom in our mind as we go through our life. So yeah, I invite you to do that. um Let's see. Matt says, thank you, Anisha, and all namaste. Thank you, Matt. And before you guys, starts to leave, I want to share with you that in case you are new and in case you missed some of the live, then I want to let you know that I also, share a summary of this live session in my group, which is, let me type it here, Wonderful Beings. Okay, that is the name of the group. And you are welcome to join that group. And where you can find it is on Insight Timer. You can either type the name of the group in the search box and the group will come up, or you can go to my profile. Okay. And when you will go to it, you will see something like this, the home page. So on the home page, scroll all the way down. Okay. And at the end, you will see here, Wonderful Beings. So this is like my sorry, this is like my, small community where I share a summary of this live within like 5 or 10 minutes of this live ending. I share the type of meditation that we did, because we meditate each day on the quote that you see on Insight Timer. I share the name of the books through which we read, and I share the exact reading so you don't miss out on anything. And I also sometimes share in that group if a new track is getting released, or if I have to cancel a live because of something that is outside of my control. So in that case also I mentioned that in the group. So yeah, that is my ways to stay connected with you and to for you to stay updated of what is happening in my world. Yeah, so I would love to see you guys in that, group if you are up for it. And And yeah, for any one more thing, if anyone is planning on leaving early, which is this. I have my next live schedule day after tomorrow at the same time, and I would love to see each and every one of you in that live. So yeah, you can RSVP if you are planning to join me again, and I would love to have you. um, and and I have one more thing to share with you, which is, after this live, I want to share with you certain resources that you can go to meet whatever it is that you need at this moment of your life. So I have created some resources for you guys, and I want to like quickly, very quickly share them in case, anything resonates with you, in case that is the exact thing that you needed at this moment of your life. So I would really appreciate if you can stay for like 5 more minutes, in which I can share that. And then you guys can, go on and maybe explore that resource if something resonates, or move on to something else, some other wonderful teachers live. Yeah, and before I do that, I see a comment. Okay. Nancy says, sorry, you mentioned development and I thought it connected. Oh, that's okay, Nancy. Just share away whatever is coming up for you, because maybe it doesn't. I was not able to get it, but maybe someone else did. Or maybe that is the thing, even if you misunderstood, that is the thing, that is the message, that is something that someone needed to hear. So this is a space you can be unapologetically you, and share away. So yeah, that's all right. Amelia says, thank you, Anisha, and everyone here. Thank you, Amelia. Uh, okay, one more comment, and then, okay, there are two more comments, and then I will share with you the resources. Nancy says, thank you, Anisha. Lovely session. I like that you ask us for numbers, help us me to feel included. Yeah, I love doing that because that's how we get to tune into collective wisdom. And also, I want to make this a habit for you guys that instead of finding answers outside, you learn to look within. You trust yourself, you trust your intuition, you trust your inner wisdom. And when you are in feeling stuck or you need to make a decision, you look within and see, you feel that connection develops between you and your intuition. Because that's how I become like my connection with my intuition developed more, strengthened more, because that is how it happens. And that is why I actually created that playlist, that I showed you before. Okay, give me a second to show you again. Yeah, so I mentioned that all the meditations that we do in these lives go into this playlist, which is Wheel of Wisdom. Sorry. Yeah, which is Wheel of Wisdom. And I made it like this, like pick a meditation. And this is the same, that we do here, which is just close your eyes, scroll through this playlist, and just choose one meditation that your inner wisdom wants you to be guided through. So this way, this is how you develop your connection. Practice it, stay connected with it, tune into it more times. So yeah, I'm glad that you like that you feel included in this. Thank you for sharing that, Nancy. And yeah, and even if, when I was sharing the recordings thing, in that also I organized it like this. I numbered them, and I ask you to choose a number out of 1 to 100, or now 1 to 114, and just watch that particular live recording. Is the session cutting out? Um, Jackie says, is anyone's session cutting out? Is that so? Okay, it is not for Christina. Oh, it was for you earlier. I don't know. Maybe internet issues, or maybe something with the live broadcasting. I don't know. Um, but it's nice to hear that it is not anymore. Yeah, so now that we were on playlists, I will mine is wondering if it's mine or others. Okay. Yeah, so maybe Jackie, maybe you can like tune out and try, joining in. This is a 2 hour live, so you would be able to join in. So yeah, you can try that if that works out. And um, yeah, and since it is not happening for other people, maybe I will like continue sharing. So yeah, so since I was sharing with you guys about my playlist, so you already got to know about this one. This already has like 37 free tracks. Every single track in this one is free so that everyone is able to access it. And yeah, so you can play with this, or you can try check out my other playlists. So every single track of mine is actually organized in these playlists, so it is easier for you guys to navigate. um, Rich says we'll do the other body parts soon. Yeah, so what Rich is referring to, in case you guys don't know, yeah, there is like I created a whole series of meditations in this Wheel of Wisdom lives only, where we went to each part of our body and we showed appreciation to that part and offered healing to each part, because we so rarely get in touch with our bodies, and even so rarely offer gratitude to it unless you are recovering from something. Sarah says, do you have an intestinal meditation? Yes, I do, Sarah. Not like particularly focused on intestine, but every single organ in the belly or stomach or abdomen. So, yeah, so if you would like that body parts meditation, it sounds so, I don't know, creepy. But yeah, you can check them out here in Wheel of Wisdom in this. And when you scroll down at the bottom, yeah. So these are all the meditations that are about offering gratitude and healing to your body. So you can choose the part of your body that you need to offer, that healing to. Okay. Um, yeah. And I know I missed some comments and I will go back to them, but I'm in a flow, so I will just quickly mention the playlist in case anyone is planning to leave. Yeah, so these are the other three playlists. The first one is 21 days mindfulness meditation challenge. So I did shared with you guys a course on meditation regarding our first reading. And in case you do not have the premium, which I would advise you to, either take or maybe try, like go for a 7-day trial. But yeah, even if you can't do that, if you can't afford that, that's all right. In this particular playlist, every single track is again free. So this is to help you develop this habit of meditation and mindfulness. So yeah, if you want to, begin this journey, you can try this particular playlist. Then the next playlist is self soothing techniques for difficult emotions. So if you're feeling overwhelmed or dysregulated, then you can try this, try the different techniques in this playlist to help you feel, more centered, more grounded, more regulated in whatever way that you need to. And this playlist includes like different techniques, including the one that I shared with you guys, 5 4 3 2 1 grounding. So try different techniques and then, choose one that resonates most with you and practice that whenever you are feeling, you know, um, emotionally not okay. And the final playlist that I have for you guys is this. This playlist is for negative thoughts and limiting beliefs. So I recently started this one. It do not have a lot of tracks, but I will keep on adding them. So this basically have 4 tracks right now, and all of them are mini tracks, and they are basically the thoughts or the negative thoughts or beliefs that you have, which you know. So these tracks are designed for you to feel less alone when you're having them, when you're feeling them, drowned in these kind of thoughts, which is like there's something wrong with me, I'm not good enough, I'm too broken to heal, or what if I make the wrong decisions? So these kind of thoughts and limiting beliefs. And yeah, and by the end of each of these tracks, you will feel more hopeful, or your perspective might shift. That was my intention, to help you feel less alone, more reassured, and to shift your perspective so you feel more hopeful about your situation. So yeah, if any of those, relate to you, you can check that out. Um Okay, Marianne asked, where can I find your playlist? Okay, you can find all these playlists, Marianne, here. You can go to my profile, okay, On the home page, when you scroll down, all the way down, okay? When you scroll down, you will see just above my group, Wonderful Beings, you will see this playlist option. Here you will find all the playlists, okay? Um, and I'm adding like a lot of new tracks. So if you are new to me, if you are not following me, I would invite you to follow me so that you get notified when the next meditation get released, because every meditation, like one meditation gets released every week, every Wednesday at least, or sometimes two meditations get released. Depends on my consistency. Okay, so now I'm going to return back to all the comments. Um, and I've already shared the courses with you, so I'm not sharing, the courses with you. But if you want to explore, you can like go to my profile, go to the courses section, and here you will find all my 7 courses. Okay. And if any of the resources that I've shared with you do not meet your current needs or is not what you're looking for, or if you would like more, more support, more guidance, or if you would like to work personally with me, then there is this last option where you can go to the About section. Okay, yeah, at last here. And when you go to the About section, you can scroll down, and here you will find a way to work personally with me. Or if you would like to know more about my journey, my own journey, then you can read more about that here. Or if you would like to check out more of my free resources, that also you can find here. Okay. So, yeah, that are all the resources that I have to share with you. So, I hope that either something that I shared resonated with you, or, you can explore more by going to that place that I just mentioned. Okay. So, now let me turn to the comments by beautiful people here. So, Jenny says, "Thank you for showing me that I have had trouble finding other groups. I wanted to join now. I know where they are at." Ah, Jenny, I'm glad that this was helpful, and I hope that you get to be a part of all these wonderful communities that you're looking forward to. Ah, thank you for sharing that, because sometimes I feel like doing a walkthrough consumes a lot of your time, but I'm glad that it is helpful to help you navigate through the, teachers' profiles or like Insight Timer in general. So yeah, thank you. I appreciate your comment and letting me, that you let me know what you liked, what helped you. Okay, let's see. Lisa is giving me a lot of hearts. Um, then comes, yeah, that says Anisha, I did your dear eyes and dear neck meditations when I couldn't sleep last night. They were fabulous. Very calming and grounding. Thank you, Rich, for sharing that. I absolutely love hearing about your experiences of my meditations. They feel good, and they also tell me what you like and what you don't, so I do the future meditations accordingly. So yeah, thank you, Rich. And I'm looking forward to hear how you find the other ones. um okay, let's see. Okay, Jackie says thank you, very helpful, wonderful. Okay, guys, now we are close to like 2 hours. So I guess that's it for this live. I hope that you found something of value from this live. And I'm so, so grateful for your presence. Thank you for choosing to spend your time with me and for sharing all the wonderful comments. They were filled with so much wisdom. And for the hearts, they encourage me to keep on speaking. So, yeah, I bow down to the divine within you all. Namaste. And I will see you day after tomorrow on my next live. Okay. Um, Marianne says, thanks, Anisha. I'm new to you. I will check out the playlist. I am following you. Thank you, Marianne, for following me. And I hope to see you in the next live. And I also hope that you find something of value from the resources or the next live. Okay. Thank you for joining in. We say it's always a pleasure to be with you and everyone. Always love having you, V. Christina says, Happy day to all. Happy day to you, Christina. Helena says, Thank you. You're welcome, dear Helena. Robert says, Thank you. Thank you, Robert, for being here. Sarah says, Namaste. Lovely to be in your presence. Likewise. Thank you, Rich, for that kind donation. I am so happy that something from today's life touched you. And I wish you so much love, so much joy. Okay. Bye. Take care, you guys. I will see you day after tomorrow.